the next location you want to take us to real quick?
I want to take you to the house that I was born in.
Okay.
I'm going to go around on 71st Street.
All right, we'll head over there right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shakur, you brought me down here on 71st Street, man. Where are we standing at right now?
Okay. Say right across the street, right here at 1717 West 71st Street. This is the place that I was born. I was here up until my little brother was born. He was born in 1970. And we moved from here to 51st and Normandie.
Did you ever find out why your parents decided to move from here? Because it seems like first of all, you didn't move far away.
Right.
So what's the difference from here and down the street?
So I never had a chance to really unpack this question, but I recall hearing that my father had left the rent money on top of the roof. So I don't know, I don't understand the whole dynamics behind that, but that was the narrative that I was fed, and that was the narrative that I believe to this day.
And let's talk a little bit about your family. Who'd you live here with, and what was your family life like back then? Wow.
So I stayed here with my older brother, Lehman. His name, he changed his name to Raheem. He's 7 years older than me. I was with here, my older sister, Denise, 6. She's passed on. She passed on in 2022. I was here with my older sister, Danetta, who was 4 years older than me, and she passed on earlier this year. And my mom and my dad.
So you have one brother still living?
One brother still living. Yeah. And I believe my little brother was born here as well. So when my little brother was born, and then when we moved to 51st Street.
So Raheem's your older brother.
Raheem, my older brother.
And what's your little brother?
David, my little brother.
He's still around?
No, he was killed.
What happened to David?
He was killed. Him and my mother.
Oh, that's the one that was. Okay, yeah. David was the one.
Yeah, David. David was 4 years younger than me.
Okay.
So I got pictures of me when I was like a baby, with my siblings and my mom.
So when that happened to your little brother, was he 14?
He was 15 years old.
15? Okay.
Yeah. So
what's it like standing right here?
I mean, it just gives me a feeling of being home. Like I'm home. I mean, I paroled to Oakland, California. And so it seems so peaceful on this street. You would never think that like shootings happen on these streets. But yeah, shootings happens on these streets. And people know where you live and they shoot your house. Like, it's interesting, just the dynamic between the 8 Trays and 60s when you think about the closeness of Western and I know of many different occasions where shootings have occurred and where I also participated in certain shootings, you know, inside dwellings. So again, I was involved in the beef. And I'm no stranger to it, you know? But it does feel good to be on the other side of it, right? To have an understanding, right? Of, you know, now I know how to process my anger. So now I'm back home. Now I'm back to my place of authenticity. You see?
This is also the street that you ran from after you did the shooting on Florence and Normandie, right?
But yeah, that was much further down.
Yeah, a couple blocks.
But this street, 71st Street is a street that I've been familiar with all my life because I was basically up and down these streets here. You know, when I was involved in my activeness as a gang member.
Did your older brother Raheem ever get involved in the streets?
Nah, he was. Well, I'll say that he was more or less like he did his share hustling. You know, and you know he ended up going to camp as a juvenile, but he He ended up getting his life straight, and he's doing great things now.
What were your parents like, mom and dad?
So my dad, a Baptist minister. So I was raised in the church. My dad was from the church. But the thing is, he's a Baptist minister, but in terms of connecting with the son and being gone all the time, and also whipping my ass, like my dad was, you know, his philosophy was spare the rod, spoil the child. And so in that instance, like when I would be staying out at night, or when I did something, you know, he would definitely whip my ass. And when I say whip my ass, it's not just an average whipping. And so I would say that I picked up a lot of anger and resentment as a result of that. And my mom, I would say my mom was more or less, she was a soft-spoken woman. My mom, you know, she would be in her own space and in her own world. And I knew that she loved me, but there wasn't those everyday check-ins, like how was school. And so I was pretty much, I pretty much was allowed to go off the porch at an early age. So, I mean, I didn't have a porch to sit on. Like I was off the porch, literally. And I would end up like hanging with my friends, you know, going out and hanging with my friends. So it's like my friends were more family than my own family, so to speak, right? Because the age differences, the ranges. So I had a brother who's 4 years younger than me, and a sister who's 4 years older than me, and then siblings who's older. So I pretty much just went about doing things my own way.
Now, both your sisters were older than you?
Yes.
Did they kind of try to look after you and kind of guide you a little bit since they had a couple of years on you?
That's just it. You know, as teenagers, you know, when you're going through a teenage phase, sisters don't want to be bothered with their little brother. I can recall one time that, you know, we were with some family members who lives in the Hollywood Hills, Laurel Canyon. And I can remember my sister and a couple of my cousins, they wanted to go to, they used to go to those TV shows, those live TV shows. You know what I mean? Like Good Times and the game shows and stuff like that. And I can recall how my auntie had told them to take them with me. I mean, for them, take me with them. And I can recall how mad my sister was at that point. And I didn't really understand it, you know what I mean? Why my sister would be so mad when I just wanted to hang around my sister. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that, like, yeah, I grew up eating food at the table, like with my family members, and having to attend church service all the time, right?
What church did you guys go to?
I went to Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church. I went to another church over on 83rd and Broadway, Solid Rock. Those were two of the churches. And
your dad was a minister at all these churches?
Well, my dad was an evangelist, so he would go to different places. You know, he would revolve around different places. And but he would pastor also at Morning Star and Solid Rock. He would also do that as well. And one of the things, like, it's interesting because my parents, they wanted me to follow in my dad's footsteps, but I wasn't interested in being a minister. It was the things in the streets that was real to me, right? I wanted to play football, take karate, but those things conflicted with me. Piano lessons on the weekend, choir practice, and church on Sundays. So even though I was given an opportunity to participate in like taking karate, I wasn't getting the support in terms of being able to go to tournaments and showcase my skills. And so I had a lot of resentment towards my family because I wasn't with the religious lifestyle. And I was shameful that my family was. So I would see my friends playing outside with the football, driving down the street, going to church, you know, and I'd duck down in the seat because they would be clowning. They'd be like, "That's Ross, little boy," right? But it just brings a lot of happiness just to know that like that was a real experience.